Greetings to all my students and all my grant collaborators. Guys, the grant scammers are out in full force in 2025, and we need to be aware of this at all times, but especially during tax season or when the economy's not doing too bad. And this is when people are really gullible. So we're going to talk about the anatomy of a scam, how to recognize it, and how to avoid it. So let's go. Now, real quickly, guys, if you really want to stay on top of all of these alerts, I get them all the time, having been in the industry for over 30 years. And I'm going to keep everyone up on all the different things coming out about grants and nonprofits. And when I get these alerts, I'm going to share them with you, just like I promised my students. So hit that subscribe button. Let's go. First thing up is the anatomy of a grant scam, step by step. Step 1, asking for personal information or money. Now, most schemes involve scammers pretending to give you grants from government agencies. Then they'll ask you for a payment or personal information. Those are the two keys, money and personal information, so that they can get you to get this fake grant that they're promising you. All right, step 2, they offer free money from government grants. Some might offer you a grant to pay for education, home repairs, home business expenses, or some type of unpaid bills, but they're all scams. There's no free money grants from the government. Step 3, this is a tricky one. They put ads online for fake government grants. Or they might even call you using a fake number or a text that shows up on your caller ID, so it looks like that they're really calling from a federal or state government agencies, saying that you might qualify for free money from the government. Step 4, they make big promises. They sound urgent, believable, and excited. Remember, these people are experts at what they're doing. They're salesmen, they're telemarketers. And the minute you start listening, they're halfway to convincing you that you need to buy into what they're trying to sell you. All right, step 5, they try to look official. And they do a pretty good job at it if you're not careful. Besides faking their phone number, scammers will pretend they're with a real government agency, or they'll make up an official sounding name of a government agency like the Federal Grants Administration. Of course, it doesn't exist. I have a student who's called me several times when she gets something, and she'll go through it with me, and I've shown her how to recognize when it's really from a federal government agency. And we're going to talk about that soon in the next section. Step 6, they discuss your qualifications. They say they need this information to be sure you qualify for the grant, your social security number, your bank account, so they can deposit the grant money into your account or pay up some upfront fees, a gift card so that they can reload it, a wire transfer. They're now even talking about cryptocurrencies, but all of these are always scams, and it's very easy to convince you, especially if you're in need or you're not doing too bad, because many of us want to believe that it's true. Guys, do not go for it. Now, this section is going to talk about what to know about government grants and how to avoid scams step by step. Step 1, the government won't get in touch with you out of the blue about a grant. They're not going to call, text you, reach out through social media, or email you. The government won't offer you any free government grants of any kind, much less grants to pay for home repairs, medical costs, or other needs. Step 2, real government grants require an application and eligibility. You go through a process. Government grants and other grants are always for a specific need, and their purpose is to fund your ideas and projects to provide public services and stimulate the economy. And I've put down here grants.gov. You can go there to get more information, and probably later I'll do a whole series on government grants so you can learn more about them. Step 3, government agencies will never ask you to pay money to receive a grant. Do not respond to pay, or share any financial information or personal information with anyone contacting you via social media, email, or otherwise, offering free government agencies grants or money. And this is anyone, whether it's they say they're government, whether they say they're from a private funding source or anything. This is a red flag, guys. This is a red flag. Step 4. Do not be fooled by spoof websites. Government agency websites always use a .gov, that's .gov domain. They don't use .org or .com or other domains, and that's how you identify your government agencies. Either state and federal governments always end in .gov. This is important because you need to understand that there are just little minor details that can keep you from being scammed, and this is probably one of the most important ones. Step 5, how to report or inquire about scams. If you receive suspicious calls or messages, there's a hotline number you can dial, 1-800-GOVERNMENT. As you can see, I've listed 800 numbers. You can call and speak to agents. It's in English and Spanish. And as a matter of fact, there's a reportfraud.ftc.gov where most of this information came from. I'm really appreciative of the Federal Trade Commission in trying to make sure that we are completely informed about these scams. They scam billions of dollars from Americans every year with these type of techniques that I've just reported to you. Step 6, educate yourself about grants. Whether it's through my training sessions or anyone else's, if you're really serious about becoming a grant writer or just assisting someone else with writing a grant, you need to see the whole picture. And some of my training sessions talks about some of the scams that I pointed out today. Session 1, I talk about grant sources, how to become grant ready. But in my final thoughts, I'd like to say I hope that you feel you've learned something today. I have other videos out there if you want to subscribe to my channel where you can really be informed. I will be informing you about other alerts that I get in coming days or months. This is W.C. Ballard checking out.